Big flock of geese flying over. Oh, we turn around. We were going that way. We're going that way, and then now we're going that way. Got the sky. About 2 minutes ago, there was an amazing deep red purple sky. So I wanted to get a picture of it loading. And my dad decided to chat to me, and now it's gone not the same colour. Ten minutes later, that sky's back again. So that means we've got some bad weather coming apparently. You'll probably go on fire in there. Jet washer problems. I'll pull the trigger again now. All the fuel and it just sat in the bottom burning out. Now we've fixed the jet wash. Basically it wasn't lighting, so it was filling its boiler full of fuel. Couldn't get its lighting. We've sorted that now, so that's why it's smoking. So I'm going to wash that merlo. You can't even see what colour the wheels were. Something tells me that that was the wrong shade of green. I thought Root picked it. It's more chameleon green than merlo green. Yeah, it's definitely a different colour. Trailer's back from delivering a load of wood chip, and that light up there seems to have come unclipped. So we'll have to can't see it on it. Why am I doing it? We'll have to clip it back on. Twice that trailer's done that. I don't know why. I can't find anything wrong with the fitting. They just keep coming off. But it's been twice in 18 months. There we go. Probably wants a little cable tie around it or a little bit of glue. I don't know why it keeps doing it. If you look, the other side's just starting to fall out as well. Definitely looks a bit cleaner than it did an hour ago. The chipper doesn't transfer much weight onto the tractor, so it's spinning. And instead of putting it in four-wheel drive, we decided to burn the tyre out. Better now it's in four-wheel drive. You know, old people shouldn't be allowed on machinery. Got the chipper in now. We're going to put these rollers back on here. So that one's on, and we've just got one the other side to weld on. Well, watch the roof. These tubes have got bent off the trailer. I'm going to put them in that pipe bender now, straighten them out. The box section. Frank's just done it now with Andrew in that press, but we're going to use the pipe bender for the tubes. Yeah, this pipe bend is hydraulic cylinder, 12 ton, and then you put rollers and different dies in the middle with a different size of steel and a tube, so it pushes equally on them. It doesn't kink them when you straighten them. You just straighten them bars now. Merlos have this big tube all the way around them. It's actually solid bar. They call it the ring of steel. And when they bend that with a pipe benders, because the steel can change so much on the long length, they bend it sort of 90% of what it needs to be, take a measurement, work out whether it's gone 90 or it's gone 82 or it's gone 93, and then they do a calculation of how much more to bend it so they get every joint, every curve perfect, the right amount. Whereas if you tried to do it all 100% in one go, some would be overbending, some would be underbending, they end up with a twisted mess. So they go 90, check it, and then work out the force of what they need for the next bend. All computerized, obviously. But they don't use that anymore now. They've gone to a modular build, so they don't have this big ring of steel that goes from here right the way around the front back to here. They have them in like chunks that bolt together. Yeah, so this is a modular build merlo. So instead of having this steel across here, it's now, if you look, it's bolted on there. You've got the whole side engine bolted on in one chunk. You've got the middle section, which is just quite narrow really, I don't know, only about 2 or 3 foot wide. Then you've got the cab bolted on here as well. So they basically build the cab in one side of the factory, the engine in another side of the factory, and then the boom and the main chassis and the axles somewhere else, and then they just bolt it all together in one chunk, rather than it having to be like the whole size of the machine going right through the production line. So it's supposed to be quicker for them to get stuff through the production line, but they've lost this ring of steel which gave you protection to all your lights and your mud guards, but it's supposed to be better vision because you can see down rather than having this sort of frame here. Call it the shadow test, I think, so you know you're not going to run anyone over in your shadows. A few people got yesterday's quiz question right. This is basically another 6 of them. They are, of course, knotters, so it's a bit difficult to work out, but you've basically got little cogs in here, big cogs up there, and when it spins round, the string gets threaded up by like a massive needle, grabs hold of it, twists it round, and then drops it back through on itself again, and it knots in like the split of a second. So the big baler has 6 of them across the top, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that little old baler that I was showing you yesterday just has 2. But the design's never changed for years. I'm not even sure whether it was someone at Class that invented the first one, or he definitely invented a different style of one, because their logo used to be a bill hook, which is what we can't quite see on here. Ooh, it fell off. Which is that bit there, actually, you can just see it. That's what's called a bill hook, so it's like a little tweezer thing that grabs stuff. Grabs the string and twists it. Another quiz question. Does anyone know what this is the inside of? Looks a bit like a washing machine. If you know what it is, click like. If you don't, when you're guessing, leave a comment underneath, and I'll show you what it is tomorrow. Welding these rollers on the back, and they found this bloody bearing's gone here, so we'll get another one of them sorted. Shouldn't be too bad to do though, because the weight of the belt can hang down and make it slack. I've grown a tash. It's not, it's Judy's microphone. It's over there, by the sea. That's the Mersey. Just talking about footpaths again, trying to educate people where to walk. So you're supposed to walk, it's backwards there, not there. This field of rape, it's got a nice wide 6 metre footpath on it now. Do you think the cameraman's going to trip over walking backwards through a muddy path? Just been talking footpaths with Judy, so that's going to be on tonight. Depending on when I put this out, I'll either put it on at the end or I'll just won't bother, it might be tomorrow. Or you can watch it at 6:30 tonight if I've put it out before then. Just had the glass well cover delivered, pretty thick, so and it's very heavy, so I'm going to have to figure out how to get this in without damaging it and without cracking it. So might be tomorrow's job, I think. Elliot's merlo's all stickered up now, ready to go to a job. Attend you, Elliot. Buckets on, new clamps going on, new edge, like new. Just on the sprayer, putting it away, I can see buds on the trees. The spring must be on its way, and then also down there we've got bluebells coming through as well with the wood chip. Obviously we've just been filming today for these footpaths and different things, trying to raise awareness for people to use the right footwear and not trample corn and stuff. But also Judy was talking about the lockdown videos I've been doing, so she's keen to speak to somebody because she might do a bit of a piece on it in next week or so about the videos and the whole lockdown and what I've been doing over them. So if anyone watches it specifically with the kids and they've learned anything about farming or what we do, she'd be up for talking to them and interviewing about it. So if anyone wants to be involved with that, let me know, specifically if you watch it with your kids.
Alex Bell reporting from the Isle of Man. Now, even during lockdown, we are allowed to go for exercise once a day, but that is causing problems for some of the region's farmers. They are urging walkers to keep to footpaths because straying from them is damaging crops. Over the past year, we've been following 3 farmers, and so we decided to ask our arable farmer from Merseyside, Ollie Harrison, how big the problem is for him. Here's our environment correspondent, Judy Hobson.
On a Monday afternoon, these footpaths are normally deserted, but not today. Farmer Ollie Harrison says the number of walkers here has increased tenfold since lockdown began. The problem is they're not all sticking to the footpaths.
The paths are normally at the edge of the field here. This is normally where we have a bit of a wild strip, which it could be pollinator mixes or wildflowers, something for people to look at, nice. And then normally we have where we grow wheat or barley. Wheat's for bread and barley's for gin. So try and keep off it if you can.
Well, you can see just how muddy some of these footpaths are getting, and so if walkers don't have the right footwear, then they are avoiding these paths and walking in the fields.
Within minutes of being here, we could see the problem.
If we've had a lot of rain, field footpaths won't be passable, or not safe. So just keep off them, because that's growing along the side and that looks like grass, it's often it's not. It's corn, it's barley, it's wheat, it's different things like that. And once it's trodden and damaged, it won't recover. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, just like squashed in.
This field of oilseed rape has clearly been damaged.
Last weekend I was out and I took some pictures, and everyone was all over the fields. 18 metres into the field, I worked it out, and they've got white trainers on, with white soles, and they don't want to get them dirty, and it's because they've not got the right footwear.
But as well as crop damage, farmers are asking walkers with dogs to be especially careful.
Other than farm animals, there's lots of ground nesting birds this time of year and things like that. If you keep your dogs on a lead, it doesn't worry them. Otherwise, they'll just disappear further into the wilderness and then you'll never get a glimpse of them. It's nice to see people walking the countryside and enjoying it, because obviously we take it for granted because we're always out in it. And if the path gets muddy, just go straight through it.
The wet weather is set to continue, so the advice is, if you're not prepared to traipse through mud, maybe stay away for now. Judy Hobson, BBC North West Tonight, Halton.